Welcome to our segment on IEP goal development, which is part of our overall series on viral health and safety skills. I'm Julie Swanson. I'm the Life Skills Lady. And I'm joined by Dr. Solange Forte, who is the Director of Milestones Family Services. Solange, thank you so much for joining us for this very important topic on IEP goal development. So the first thing that I want to say is that we wanted to do this segment is because when it comes to viral health and safety skills, the new essential life skills for many students on the autism spectrum, it is critical that some of these goals should be incorporated on a child's IEP, Individualized Education Program. So having said that, we want to encourage everyone to reach out to their school team and work with them as a part of the overall process of developing goals around viral health and safety skills. So let's start off by talking about how this is a team effort and parents are one of the most important members of the team.
Yes. So Julie, you and I know that there are many people who sit around the table and help to inform the development of an IEP. And all those individuals have specialized training and experiences, right, that will help inform some of these goals. So it's important to make sure that you have the individuals at the table who are going to help through that process. And like Julie said, that means family too. So that is, I feel, what is critical is making sure that you have that information from the experts and the professionals on your team.
Okay, so we've got all of the professionals on the school team at the IEP team meeting, right? And or at a meeting outside of the IEP team to talk about the needs. What kind of assessments do we need to be doing specifically around viral health and safety skills? What does that look like?
So it really is, it's a process. You want to make sure that you have the information that you need to inform the development of the goals. If you don't have that information, then you're sort of just pulling things from the air as far as like what the child needs to be taught in this moment in time. So what I usually say, and when a team member comes to me and needs to develop goals, I usually ask, where are you getting this information? What instruments, what tools have you used to help inform those goals? Okay, so this can be done informally or formally, okay, through observation of behavior, rating scales, and feedback from families, and in some cases, the student as well. Another piece to this, Julie, is that I often ask clinicians to collect baseline data. The assessments will give us this information, but sometimes you need to go a step further and collect that sample baseline data in the moment, in the setting where the child is currently receiving his educational program.
Okay, fabulous. So now let's talk about the actual IEP goal. And Solange, unfortunately, way too many times, I see goals that are not written in what is referred to as a SMART way, all right? If you haven't heard about SMART goals, Dr. Forte is going to tell you all about them. But we don't want a goal, let's just say that it's around mask wearing. We don't want a goal that says, Johnny will wear a mask. So talk to us about how you develop, the parents can work with the team to develop SMART IEP goals.
So let's talk about what defines SMART goals, right? So we have the acronym of SMART. SMART is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. So we want to make sure that we provide specificity and really dive deep, right, into the skill that you want to teach a child, because you want to ask yourself what needs to be taught and what needs to be learned at this time. Measurable is also important, an important piece here, because you want to make sure that you evaluate if the child is actually learning the skill or not learning the skill, if they're making progress or not, because we need to then change something about that goal. So let's take, for example, a real life skill that we want to teach with regards to viral health and safety, wearing a mask. So I'm going to walk through a goal. This is just one example. This is not necessarily appropriate for all, but I'm using this as an example. And I'm going to break it down for us. So we start the goal by saying, when asked to wear a mask. So there I'm providing specificity, right? I'm saying when Johnny is asked to wear a mask, right? So when asked to wear a mask in school. So we're then being even more specific. So what setting am I asking him to wear a mask? In school. Johnny will respond by placing the loops of a mask over his ears and adjusting the mask to cover or fit over his nose and mouth. So I'm being very specific there about what behaviors need to be taught. So I broke it down. Now, the measurable piece here, or how you're going to evaluate if a child is actually making progress or mastered the skill, I'm then going to add that he will do this at 100% accuracy across 5 consecutive days. And this is in Johnny's case. This is not in anybody else's, just Johnny's case. Julie, you and I have talked about these skills having to be done at an independent level and at 100%, right? Because it's a life skill. It's not something that you can do at 50 or 80 or 90%.
Well, or I would even argue, in addition to being a life skill, it's a critical health and safety skill. It's sort of like everybody, there's that, the story that people say about a goal being smart, and you wouldn't write a goal for somebody to cross the road safely 80% of the time.
That's right.
That's an example of where that needs to be at 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is one of those goals that you want it to be at 100% because there's safety involved. There's health safety involved. So that's such a really good point. All too often I see goals that are not written in a smart way. And this is where the devil is in the details. And I just want to say that example was given as just an example. We don't mean for it to be a template for you to base all of your IEP goals and objectives on, but we wanted to start somewhere just to give you an example of what a SMART goal could look like. Please Google SMART goals. You will get so many searches that come up, and share what a SMART goal is with the team so you can make sure everybody is on the same page. And to wrap it up, Salandi, I just want to talk about the fact that there's also a very underutilized related service under the IDEA, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or related services like your speech and language, occupational therapy, physical therapy, counseling. Well, parent training is a related service. And could you talk to us about why parent training, especially as it relates to these viral health and safety skills, is so critical?
Mm-hmm. So parent training is imperative. We cannot emphasize enough how parent training should be incorporated into every child's IEP for the purposes of generalization. So the child is now able to demonstrate those skills in a variety of different settings, but also so that the parent receives the training necessary for them to be able to implement and teach and use those strategies that have been effective across the settings, home and community. So again, parent training should really be yoked to that child's IEP for those purposes as well.
So parents, don't be afraid to reach out to your team, and after when you develop the IEP goals with them, right, with your input, to say, I'm also asking for parent training because I want to understand how it's being taught, what role I can play. And so we hope that we have provided you with some good information that gives you a start to reach out to your team to figure out with them which viral health and safety skills should be on your child's IEP. Dr. Forte, thank you so much for joining us. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Julie.